Learners, welcome to my YouTube channel again. We are on the final part of exponents and sets. So today we are going to talk about equations with rational exponents and equations with sets. Let's talk about rational exponent first. We can solve equations in which a variable b is raised to a rational exponent. Remember, we spoke about rational numbers. We said rational numbers are numbers that can be written in the form of a fraction. So now we have a rational exponent x divided by y. So meaning that b is raised to the power x divided by y. So now to solve equations involving rational exponent, we need to raise both sides of the equation to the reciprocal of the exponent. To reciprocate something is to bring the top number down and to take the down number to the top. So that is, if we have b to the power x divided by y is equals to a, to solve this equation we need to multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the exponent. We do so to eliminate the exponent. So we are going to have b is equals to a to the power y divided by x. Now let's take an example. If we have x to the power 3 divided by 2 is equals to 8. We are solving an equation involving rational exponent, and the rational exponent or the rational we can have 3 divided by 2. So now we want to eliminate the exponent 3 divided by 2. So to do so, we need to multiply both sides of the equation by the reciprocal of the exponent. So therefore, we are going to have x to the power 3 divided by 2 multiplying 2 divided by 3 is equals to 8 to the power 2 divided by 3. Notice here the next step you can see x is standing alone because the exponents cancel each other out. When doing multiplication of fraction, we multiply the numerators and we multiply the denominators. So 3 times 2 will give us 6 and 2 times 3 will give us 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1. X to the power 1 is x. Now we go to the right hand side. We have 8 to the power 2 divided by 3. Here we need to find a number that when we multiply itself 3 times we are going to get 8. So that number is what? 2. So 2 times 2 times 2 will give us 8. Why are we not multiplying the number by itself 2 times? The reason is the denominator for the fraction is 3. So since the denominator for the fraction is 3, it means we need to find 3 numbers that when we multiply we are going to have 8 and the numbers must be the same. So the number is 2, so 2 times 2 times 2 will give us 8. Hence, you see 2 to the power 3 times 2 divided by 3. So therefore, 3 will cancel 3, we'll be left with what? 1. 1 times 2 will give us 2. So we are going to have x is equals to 2 to the power 2, and 2 to the power 2 is 4. Another example, if we have x to the power 2 divided by 5 is equals to 9. The same method, we multiply both sides by the reciprocal of the exponent. So if we are supposed to reciprocate 2 divided by 5, we are going to have 5 divided by 2. So therefore, we are going to have x is equals to 2 divided by 5 times 5 divided by 2 is equals to 9 to the power 5 divided by 2, not 2 to the power, not 2 divided by 3. Sorry, learners. So therefore, 2 times 5 will give us 10, and 5 times 2 will give us 10. 10 divided by 10 will give us what? 1. X to the power 1 is x. Now in 9, we need to find two numbers that when we multiply, we are going to get what? 9. And the number is what? 3. So 3 times 3 will give us 9. 3 times 3 in exponent form is 3 to the power 2. So 2 times 5 divided by 2. 2 cancel 2 will give us 1. 1 times 5 will give us 5. So therefore we are going to have x is equal to 3 to the power 5. And 3 to the power 5 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Meaning 3 multiplying itself 5 times. And we are going to have 243. Another example. If we have 2x to the power 2 divided by 3 minus 8 is equals to 0. We are going to have 2x to the power 2 divided by 3 is equals to 8. Notice here we need to divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2. So 2x to the power 2 divided by 3 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2. So here 8 divided by 2 will give us 4, as you see there. So now, since we are solving an equation involving rational exponent, we need to reciprocate the exponent. And to reciprocate means to bring the top number down and the down number to the top. So therefore we are going to have x to the power 2 divided by 3 times 3 divided by 2, which is 1, is equals to 2 to the power 2 times 3 divided by 2. 2 to the power 2 is 4. So therefore 2 will cancel 2. We will be left with 3. 2 to the power 3 is what? 8. So x is equals to 8. Third equation. Now we have square root of x minus 2 minus 3 is equals to 0. So therefore, to solve this third equations, we are going to multiply both sides of the equation we are going to raise both sides of the equation by 2, because we have square root here, in order to cancel the square root. So if we square 3, we are going to have 9. And if we square root of x minus 2, we will be left with x minus 2. So we are going to have x minus 2 is equals to 9, and x is equals to 11. So learners, after solving, you just have to write your answer in this form. Therefore, square root of x minus 2 minus 3 equals 0 is x is equals to 11. Another example, if we have square root of 2 minus 17x plus 3x is equals to 0. Before we square both sides of the equation, 3x will move to the other side. We are going to have negative 3x. Now we can square both sides of the equation to do away with the root. So if we square root of 2 minus 17x, we will be left with 2 minus 17x. And if we squared negative 3x to the power 2, it means negative 3x times negative 3x will give us positive 9x to the power 2. So we are going to have 0 is equals to 9x to the power 2 plus 17x minus 2 after doing away with the square root. So learners, please pay attention to the workings here. Now we need to factorize here. But to do so, we find two numbers that when we multiply, we are going to have negative 2. And when we add that two numbers, we have to get positive 17. But you can see it is not possible. So to do so, we have to use the negative 2 to multiply 9. We are going to have negative 18. So now we are going to find two numbers that when we multiply, we are going to have negative 18. And when we add or subtract those two numbers, we are going to have positive what? 17. So now the two numbers are 18 and negative 1, because 18 minus 1 will give us the positive 17, and 18 multiplying negative 1 will give us negative 18. So now let's see. We are going to have 9x to the power 2 plus 18x minus 1x. We don't say 1x, so you can just write x minus 2. Watch here. 18x minus x will give us what? 17 here. 17x. So now we need to find a common factor. The common factor is 9x. So 9x times x will give us 9x to the power 2, and 9x times 2 will give us 18x. Here the coefficients of negative x is negative 1. So negative 1 times x, so negative 1 is the common factor. Negative 1 times x will give us negative x, and negative 1 times positive 2 will give us negative 2. So whatever you get on the left hand side must be equal to the right, as you can see it in the bracket. So we have x plus 2, which is the common. We select 1, and the numbers outside the bracket 2, we put them in a bracket. So hence you can see 0 is equals to, in a bracket, 9x minus 1, in a bracket x plus 2. So now to find for x, we equate what is inside the bracket to 0. So we are going to have 9x minus 1 is equals to 0. We are going to have 9x is equals to 1. To find x, we divide both sides by 9. We are going to have x is equals to 1 divided by 9. We go to the other x. We have 0 is equals to x plus 2. We are going to have x is equals to negative 2. So learners, after you are done, you have to check your solution. You have to substitute both x is equals to 1 divided by 9 to see if the equation is a solution. Then after, you do the same thing with x is equals to negative 2 in the equation to check if the equation is a solution. So you do the left hand side, and also you do the right hand side. That brings an end to today's lesson. Thank you so much, my dear learners, for your time, and please continue to practice, and maths will be very easy for you. And please also do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And like I always said, please Share the math lesson video with your friends. Thank you. Have a nice day, my dear learners.